Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Eats on the reviews and I watched Nacho Libre with the tagline, he's not your average hero. You know, this is... You know, 10 years ago when I was, well, not 10 years ago, 12 years ago, when I still watched television, I also watched Nickelodeon. And, you know, there were also some movies, those Nickelodeon movies, but this one never came on there, you know. And apparently this was a Nickelodeon movie. Interesting. It was a silly movie, it was a funny movie. So let's just start with the movie, shall we? We see maybe a kid, you know, I think it's a kid, and it was a kid, opening a drawer. Here we have an above shot. We see a Bible laying there. He takes out a piece of paper, he opens it, and we see on the left a mask, and on the right a cape that says Nacho. Paper out the Bible because stuck, yeah. Drawing Mexican wrestler, ja, van Luchador, ja. Mexican wrestler mask, cape. He's a Nacho. Then we see a nun, you know, in a rocking chair, sleep. And you know, the camera goes a bit close to the television, and the television has a kind of a, you know, kind of a cloth on top of it, and a little blanket. And we see the kid's arm, you know, reach and snatch that thing away. Then he takes a pair of flowers from a grave. It's a kid, but still. And then he takes a rosary. You know, a rosary is that the chain that usually nuns and other church or whatever you call them, where, you know, where nuns and monks live, you know, that's a temple, but it's a certain name that I can't think of, you know, in English. You know, it's you know, and you know, a cross necklace with those beads, you know, that a rosary. And he made the cape, you know, with the beads of the rosary. He made, you know, it says Nacho. And you know, it's nice. I couldn't make it properly. Well, I wouldn't be that creative right now. Maybe as a kid, but not right now. You know, it looks nice. And then he puts the flower here, and puts a cross on it, and a flower on top. And then we see, you know, a back shot of him. You know, we see his back, and then he puts on the cape and had the mask on. And now he starts to practice at the gravesite, where all the graves are. You know, he's practicing there, because apparently it's not allowed to wrestle in an orphanage or something like that. I don't know. But we can't leave to that, because if you don't know what's going to happen next, watch the movie yourself. Now, Jack-like movies are usually very fun to watch, but this one was rather alright. I have not much to say, except for, yo, I get it, yo. Everybody has a different body type, you know, as in how they are built. But there was one kid there, and he was fat, you know. And I was curious from, you know, let's go on a limb. I'd say, you know, usually it's not because they're fat because of of a disease, Usually it's not a lot of exercise, maybe overeating, but I wouldn't say that the orphanage is rich, so they probably don't have super much food, so it's probably not the food, but why the fuck is that kid fat? I get it because Jack Black is himself a bit fat, and his character Ignacio, because he's also a bit fat, and maybe a fat kid looking up at him, it's like it's his younger self, of Ignacio. So that point I get, but why is he fat? Not that I have mind, because I'm fat too, but hey, it's probably not the food that he is overeating, because we saw the food that they had, and it looks horrendous. And even when he tried himself a bit, after he gave it to every child there, on the plate, he even spat it out. So, and I mean Ignacio, because it's played by Jack Black, because Ignacio was the cook there of the orphanage. So, it's probably not the food that you're giving the child. Maybe it's not enough exercise. That's a possibility, but it's an orphanage. They probably don't have a lot of technology and all that shit. So, in 2006, so no mobile phones really that kids have on average. Not like right now, which is horrendous also. So, it doesn't add up really. But he's still, not really young anymore. We're 19 years later, so I know the kid's above his 20s already. So he's probably looking different right now. But as the kid playing at the orphanage, what happened to him that he's that fat? What happened? Back to the movie itself. The movie was, it was fine. It was alright, So I would give this movie a high 3, low 4. And I know that I'm, have been ranting about a fat kid for the last couple minutes, but, instead of putting something into the movie, what can I say, fun movie, acting was good, not that I really notice, amazing acting. But, I don't know what else to say. And, except for that my Spanish was not that good that I couldn't pick up on some things, But, yeah, that's it. I haven't anything else. Except for leave likes, recommend a good Jack Black movie down below in the comment section, subscribe to the channel, come join Discord, and see you guys later for the 18th episode of The Twilight Zone. And otherwise I'll see you guys tomorrow for Mrs. Doubtfire. Yes, and we're finally gonna watch that movie with Tyrone Magnus. You know Tyrone Magnus, the YouTuber? He plays in some movies, and we're gonna watch one of the movies that he plays in. That's coming tomorrow with Mrs. Doubtfire. Rest in peace, Robin Williams. Finally, we're gonna see Mrs. Doubtfire. I kind of know what it is about. It's about the character of Robin Williams, dressing up as a woman in a sorority or something like that. That part I don't know for sure where he is, but I know that he dresses up as a woman, like Big Mama. So I'm very curious for that movie, and I'm probably gonna have a lot of fun with that movie. So if you want to see if you want to see that movie, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys. Well, otherwise, or later tomorrow. Jesus fuck! or later for the Twilight Zone, or otherwise tomorrow for Mrs. Doubtfire or that movie with Tyrone, you know. And otherwise, I'll see you guys Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Pick a day. I'm here. Because every day I watch a movie, so you will see me every single day. That means 365 movies, definitely a year. That's a lot of movies, so if you want to know which movies are coming, subscribe to the channel, because you know, some big franchises are coming. Spoilers, Star Wars is coming. I've seen Star Wars already, but we're gonna watch it for the second time because I've only seen it once. So Star Wars is coming this year. Next year we're gonna watch James Bond and DC. Yes, we're gonna do 2 franchises at once. On Wednesdays you're gonna get James Bond, and on Saturdays and Sundays you're gonna get DC. So in the weekends DC, on Wednesdays James Bond. So yeah. And these 2, maybe 3 last weekends we're gonna finish up the Marvel franchise, because we're legit this close on finishing it, you know. I think the last movie that we're gonna watch of Marvel is gonna be Thunderbolts. I don't know for sure, but hopefully we're gonna end it on a good note. That said, I'm gonna leave that and see you guys later, or otherwise tomorrow. Bye!